Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NORDVPN.com. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator.
Introducing Bark in the Belly Premium Dog Food. 100% of profits go to help dogs in need.
Over 30% of adults struggle with chronic foot and joint pain, and many face mobility limitations as they age. But a revolutionary Comfort First slipper has taken the wellness world by storm. Try Cloud Slides and feel you are walking on the clouds. Cloud Slides.
All right, here we are, Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. On this Tuesday, I'm your host, Cam Stuart. Zach Burke is behind the glass, keeping us on the air 5 days a week. Live on YouTube, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then we're available wherever you get those dang podcasts as well. It's your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio, right here on the Wicked Boston Show. Let's go through some of my favorite exercises ever today. Okay, one of them is to show how ESPN got absolutely exposed and how they're talking about the Patriots. We're going to laugh at the Bills, but should we be laughing at the Bills? It's time to feel bad for them. We'll also talk about who is the underdog in this game for realsies. and what Jarrett Stidham, the threat that Jarrett Stidham brings to this Broncos offense. And we will have a little Bruins talk. They did not trade for Rasmus Anderson. And was that a bad thing? Or did they dodge a bullet there? All that and more coming up on this episode of the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. But we start where we start, and that is AFC Championship week. Man, the Patriots, whether you like it or not, whether you were impressed by it or not, the Patriots kind of took apart the Texans. Okay? They did. They beat them by 2 scores. Even though there's a 1-score game in the fourth quarter at one point, it really didn't feel like this game was in doubt at any point after the Marcus Jones pick 6. And I know it's this national tragedy that the Texans didn't win and that the Bills also didn't win. But here it is. The Patriots and the Broncos, the top 2 seeds in the AFC, playing for the AFC Championship in Denver. But of course, with the massive wrinkle of Jarrett Stidham being at quarterback and not Bo Nix. And so that is one of the many reasons why people are just going to try to discredit what the Patriots are doing right now. Mainly the national media and mainly ESPN. There's, how do I put this? There's signs of recession, right? Certain things happen and a recession is coming. I didn't know the Patriots were back until this week when I saw how the national media handled the Patriots being good and the Patriots being in the AFC Championship game. The 14 wins was great. MVP quarterback was great. Home games in the playoffs, great. But I didn't know I didn't know the Patriots were back until ESPN put this out on Friday. Oh, no. And everyone picked against him. And then they win. They win by 2 scores, going against everybody on this panel for the worldwide leader in sports, which, look, sometimes you get picks wrong. Anything could happen in sports, but, come on, dude. Really, all 5 of you thought the Texans were going to go in there and beat the Patriots? You really thought that in your heart of hearts? Apparently so. And then the Patriots do that. They go in and beat them. They have one of the most dominant 2-game playoff stretches for any defense in NFL history. And ESPN says, that's nothing to be impressed by.
I mean, if you're Houston, you win that game with 31 other quarterbacks. And it's unfortunate.
With Jarrett Stidham?
And any other quarterback. I mean,
don't ask that
It's unfortunate that we don't get this defense not only in the AFC title game, but then more than likely in the Super Bowl if they win that game yesterday.
No.
Bad quarterback play wins that game. Bad quarterback play. The pick 6 and the fumble, that's 10 points right there. Now, credit New England. New England made some crucial plays in crucial moments. Drake May's touchdown to the 4th down to Douglas, the touchdown to Steph with the ball placement, the booty play, no question. But if you're Houston, I think Houston and Buffalo walk away from this weekend sick to their stomach because they look at all the self-inflicted wounds. And Houston is just going to sit there and go, if 10 turnovers by CJ or 5 picks, 5 fumbles in 2 games in the playoffs.
Yes.
And I think now if you're Houston, you're going to sit there and go, what do we do at the quarterback position in the future?
Oh, man. See, this is the thing. It's like you hear it in there. Oh, I feel so bad for Buffalo and Houston. Like it's this great tragedy that the top 2 teams of the AFC are playing in the AFC Championship game. Oh, it's just so bad for the Texans. This defense should be in the Super Bowl. All we do all season long is talk about quarterbacks, and now all of a sudden we want a great defensive team in the Super Bowl because it's not the Patriots. This is the shit that I know. I see that and I'm like, we're back. We are all the way back. Dan Orlovsky is in an absolute blender because he said the Patriots can't go to the Super Bowl. And, he said the Patriots schedule was too easy. And then people started digging up tweets of him saying that the schedule doesn't matter in the NFL. And every week, Dan Orlovsky and the 4 letters, the worldwide leader in sports, just pick up those goalposts and move them back and move them back again and move them back again. Because God forbid the Patriots are good. God forbid the Patriots are the team winning. And really, God forbid, the Patriots are winning because they have a good defense. Houston wins that game with 31 other quarterbacks. Really? Because there's 15 other quarterbacks that did not beat the Patriots this year. 15 of them. So how many teams' backups can beat the Patriots, Dan? What a blowhard. Like, seriously. 31 other quarterbacks. Oh, what about Jarrett Stidham? We didn't answer that. What about Justin Herbert, man? Because all I heard the whole week for the Chargers was touting Justin Herbert and how good he was. He did have a good year. And how he should be a dark horse MVP candidate because of what he did with what he had around him. But now he's a bum? Because he couldn't beat the Patriots. Josh Allen lost to the Patriots this year. But of course, 31 other quarterbacks can beat them in that game. That's so disrespectful. Like, genuinely. That is a spit in the face of this Patriots defense. I love it. Because they're going to use that this week. But people just refuse to believe that this team could have a really good quarterback and a heck of a defense as well. And look, was CJ Stroud good in that game? No, dude, of course not. But to sit there and say 31 other quarterbacks could have beaten them is so ridiculous and so disingenuous. Like, turn off your TVs, man. If this is the best you can get, the money they are pouring into that studio and into those hosts and into those suits and into those freaking haircuts. And that's the best they can give you. 31 other teams can beat them. Oh, sorry, Dan. Did your prediction not go right? Did the Texans not go into Foxborough and beat them 20-17? Oh, no, Dan. It must be someone else's fault. You can't just be getting something wrong. And it's not even just ESPN. How about the NFL Network, too?
And think about now, if you're a Patriots fan, you just had this strange, first of all, in the last week, you kicked the crap out of the Chargers, who didn't really show up. Now you have the CJ Stroud nightmare game. And now you go against Jarrett Stidham. It's a very strange path.
So let's pause it here, okay? Because this is Patriots hating 101. It took a break for 5 years, and now it's back. We're getting back into the textbook, okay? The Chargers were good until they didn't show up. Again, not the Patriots kicked the shit out of them, which is actually what happened. It was the Chargers didn't show up. You know, that's actually what happened. Okay, Seahawks get all the flowers they want all weekend, and they should, because they beat the brakes off a good 49ers team. The Patriots do the same thing. They beat the brakes off a good Chargers team, and suddenly it's, well, the Chargers just didn't show up. How lucky are the Patriots? It was 11-0 the whole game. And then CJ Stroud has a nightmare game. You know, not the Patriots having a great defense. You know, when Peyton Manning throws 4 picks against them in 2003, it's all about how great the Patriots defense is because we don't have New England derangement syndrome. But in 2026, when CJ Stroud turns the ball over 4 times, it's a nightmare game. Not the Patriots forced 4 interceptions and a fumble from Woody Marks. It's a nightmare game from the offense, right? And boy, golly, just all these teams just show up and they just lay over for the Patriots. Oh, but he's got more.
Some might say it's a very wonderful path, a primrose path even. But if you weren't one of those people saying the Patriots didn't play anybody in the regular season, are you saying it about the postseason too?
AFC, only team ever to make the conference championship without playing anybody. Only team in the history of this freaking league that has made the conference championship game without playing anybody. Patriots making history out here.
Because there's also a Super Bowl Sam Darnold joke that I want to make, but I don't.
Oh my gosh, and he's just so funny, man. Is he not just so funny? Just slapping the desk. It's so damn funny. They haven't beaten anybody. This guy. Midnight at the Apollo on the NFL Network.
Good Seattle looked, but has anybody ever won the Super Bowl and not played anybody? That's ridiculous. Is that
Manti Te'o like a monkey with cymbals. They haven't played anybody. That's how you know we're back, man. This is pathetic. Like that is pathetic entertainment. That is pathetic analysis. Have they ever played anybody? You can't face the fact that what the Patriots are doing is historic. And by the way, it's happened to the Patriots for a long time. Again, they took a bit of a hiatus when the Patriots weren't very good, right? And then the first time they're good again, what should be a great story is now, well, they haven't played anybody. And that's just been the whole thing all season long, even through 2 playoff games. But it hasn't exclusively happened to the Patriots. It's happened to the Chiefs the last couple of years too. For the most part, these people will fall all over themselves talking about how great the Chiefs are. But there are times where they're like, oh, they got lucky because this guy was out or they got to play this defense. Like the Patriots played the schedule they had, the schedule in front of them. Easiest schedule in the league. Okay. They didn't go 10-7. They didn't go 9-8. They went 14-3 and they won the division. And then they got 2 home games because they are the number 2 seed in the AFC, and they won both of them by double digits, by 2 scores. And still, we pick up the goalpost. It's Monday morning. We pick up the goalpost and we move it somewhere else. Because God forbid they just admit the Patriots are a good freaking team. A very good team, a team that is 1 win away from the Super Bowl, a team that is capable of winning the Super Bowl. But I guarantee you, let's play this out. Knock on wood, the Patriots beat Denver, and then they beat the top-seeded Seahawks in the Super Bowl. And Monday morning, some of these clowns are going to come on with their suit and their haircut, their $200 haircut and their makeup done. And they're going to say, well, do you even count winning a Super Bowl when it's against Sam Darnold? And all these other Muppets will be, this guy. That's what you're going to get. I can already see it. And I know that is what you're going to get. That's why on the rally towels in Foxborough, it says this. We all we got. Because these people that do this for a living just cannot look in the camera and just say, man, the Patriots are good, aren't they? Maybe we were a little bit off about the Patriots because now they're doing it in the playoffs. And they're winning convincingly. And their defense is making these quarterbacks look like they shouldn't even be in the league. But no, the Patriots didn't do anything. This is all the byproduct of every team they face deciding to lay down and suck when they play the Patriots. That's just if you watch ESPN or NFL Network. That's kind of the vibe you get there. It's so ridiculous, but it does once again go to show the Patriots are back. They have everyone doing these mental gymnastics every week, every day, every hour to tell you why they're not deserving of it. It's what they do. Jarrett Stidham being the quarterback for the Broncos is a break. Of course it's a break. But do you think they really would have been saying that? Do you think they really would have been touting that if the Texans had won? If they had said, oh my God, the Texans are going to go to the Super Bowl. They faced the worst division winner in football. They faced the team with the easiest schedule in football. And then they faced Jarrett Stidham. Do you really think, ask yourself honestly, do you really think they were going to say that? Do you really think they were dying for a quarterback of CJ Stroud's ilk to be in the Super Bowl? That's what Dan Orlovsky wanted. Oh, it's such a shame this defense won't be playing in the Super Bowl. Give me a break, dude. You can't tout these teams all week and tell us why they're going to beat the Patriots. And then when they don't and don't come close to beating the Patriots, you can't just then say they suck. Or if you do, pack your bags and head to Bristol, Connecticut. You've got a job at ESPN, baby. The worldwide leader. It's bullshit. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. ESPN exposing themselves. Again. Look, I've read the book. And how you feel about the Patriots being back and this total Patriots derangement syndrome being back. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We come at you every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, live on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio. It's right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. Good comment in here. If you guys get in the comment section, just enjoy it. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Just enjoy it. Every second of them moving the goalposts, them just trying to tell you and gaslight you that the Patriots aren't good. Every team they face leading up, every time they face a team, that team is sick leading up to the game. They're awesome. They're great at this, and this, and the Patriots won't be able to handle it. And then when the Patriots handle it, that team sucks. Man, the Chargers, Justin Herbert can't win a playoff game. His life dependent on it. CJ Stroud can't even play quarterback in this league. Not to mention that, again, if the Patriots win on Sunday, it'll be the first time in the history of the National Football League that any team has beaten 3 top 10 defenses to get to the Super Bowl. Never mind that. It's all about how CJ Stroud played. Gotcha. Got it. Bingo, bango, bongo. You got me. And the other thing that comes with New England derangement syndrome is this lust for the Buffalo Bills. It seems to be this great national tragedy that the Buffalo Bills, for the, 30th, 35th year in a row, did not make the Super Bowl. You know, I don't remember it being that big a deal in 2008 or 2016 or anything like that. But again, it's just so sad that Josh Allen and the Bills did not make the Super Bowl. I'm seeing this topic flow around Boston Sports Talk, seeing it on social media, seeing it on some of the national shows. Like, do we feel bad for the Bills? And I want to look at it specifically from a Boston sports fan take, because that's what we do on this show. Do we feel bad for the Bills? Should we feel bad for the Buffalo Bills? No, we don't have to do that. And it reminds me of when I walk into my house every day. We've got in the hallway, the front hallway, we've got the Sports Illustrateds of all 6 Patriots Super Bowl victories, just one by one. And in the last one, Super Bowl 53, I think it was Greg Bishop, wrote a story on the inside that said, you know, this dynasty, this evil empire, had your respect, and now it deserves your love. And I look at that as a Patriots fan and say, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, man. Like, you don't have to love it. I sure as heck don't love it when the Chiefs have a dynasty or when the Blackhawks had a dynasty. You know, I sure as shit wouldn't have loved it if the Yankees had a dynasty in my lifetime in the 21st century. No, man, you don't have to love it. Like, the nation rejoices when the Patriots lose. And, like, that's how it should be. You know, it's the same thing with the Chiefs in the last couple of years, man. Or Alabama in football in the last decade, decade and a half. You don't have to. And you don't have to feel bad for the Bills. Okay? In fact, this year, maybe it's just the Patriots being good again. But I'm kind of sick of the whole, like, everyone's rooting for the Bills thing. And, like, I've rooted for them in the past rooted. I mean, like, when they're playing the Chiefs in a conference championship game, yeah, I'd rather see the Bills win than the Chiefs win. The Chiefs win all the time. Mahomes going towards Brady's record. Doesn't look like he's going to get that close. And Buffalo hasn't been there. They have great fans, right? They're a kind of down on their luck town. It's a great fan base. I'm never not going to say that. But you don't have to feel bad for them. What? Because they F up every opportunity they have? Like, this is 5-6 years of this thing. 6 years of this where they've had a legitimate Super Bowl window and they haven't even gotten to it. So, no, dude, you don't have to feel bad for them. I think that's silly. Like, Do you feel bad for Josh Allen? I guess to a certain extent. He's been great in the playoffs in his career, kind of on the whole, but there's plenty of other quarterbacks who have had that. And, Peyton Manning, when he wasn't playing the Patriots in the first kind of half of his career before he won a Super Bowl, in games that he didn't play the Patriots, he was pretty good, but he was known as a playoff choker because he couldn't beat the Patriots. Like, that's the same thing with Josh Allen, man. But Josh Allen's our darling. Josh Allen is the guy America loves, because he's just like you. He's just like you, the working man. He's 6'4". He's 230 pounds. He throws a spiral. He makes $50 million a year, and he's married to a famous Hollywood actress. He's just like you. Or maybe it's like my best friend from high school who I went to the game with on Sunday, him and his wife. They met in high school sweethearts. He works in his hometown, serving his community. Drake Maye met his wife in middle school. They've been together ever since. They've rode through the good and the bad. Drake May's a lot more like my friend than Josh Allen is my friend. Like my friend. So no, man, like, you don't need to just take this narrative of, boy, golly, I hope the Bills win at some point. You don't need to see the video of a dozen fans, showering them with praise at the airport when they get back from Denver. They've got good fans. It doesn't mean that you need to root for them or you need to feel bad for them when they lose. They talk plenty of shit too. So, man, you've had your window here. You have had your window here. Most other teams in pro sports, not just football, we laugh at them for not making the most out of their window, right? The Yankees, we do that all the time. I still do it. It happened for years with the Celtics in the late teens into the early 20s before they actually won it. They were just trolled endlessly. The Los Angeles Clippers trolled endlessly. The Knicks trolled endlessly. But for some reason, because more people live in New York City than live in Buffalo, the Bills get this pass because people break, the pop-up tables, then it's okay because some guy gets doused with ketchup and mustard before every game, then you have to feel bad for them and you have to root for them. They're probably the most tortured fan base in sports. And I do hope they win one at some point just because I'm a good person. But we don't have to sit here after every time the Bills lose a playoff game in dramatic fashion and say, boy, I just feel so bad for them. Take my place in the AFC Championship game. Please. No, I'm telling you as Patriots fans, you don't have to do that. You don't have to. And if that day comes, when Josh Allen and the Bills have won the Super Bowl, I'll probably be like, you know what? Good for them. Good for them. Nothing is deserved in pro sports, but Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league right now. Bills do have good fans. It'll mean a lot to them. Sure. But you don't have to sit here when they lose, because they lose every freaking year. You don't have to sit here and wallow in the mire that the Bills have lost again. That is clockwork. That's what happens every single year. Okay. You don't have to do that. And by the time the Bills do win one, if they ever win one, they'll be 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 behind the Patriots. So, but at least they'll have that to hold over the Jets and the Dolphins, who haven't won a championship in 50 years or so. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. As Patriots fans, are you feeling bad for the Bills? I certainly don't feel bad for the Leafs. Do you feel bad for the Bills? Kind of feel bad for the guys who are fans of both, but that's your mistake. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you every weekday live on YouTube, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. Your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio is right here on the Wicked Boston Show. Let's tell you about part of this game coming up, the Patriots and the Broncos, that not a lot of people are talking about, but might be the biggest storyline of this game. It's not just about Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix, but you need to pay attention to this. And can the Patriots overcome this? That's coming up after this very short break on the Wicked Boston Show.
Circulon C1 Series Clad with Scratch Defense Non-Stick. Maximize cooking, minimize cleaning. Discover the unmatched durability and elegance scratch-free, worry-free, forever.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax. Download the Remitly app today.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Welcome to Market XLS, your all-in-one Excel solution for investors. Designed as an enterprise-grade platform, Market XLS caters to investment managers, secure and efficient investment management and research. Book your free demo.
What if you could clean clean? With bio-based formulas and deep cleaning enzymes. No dyes, phthalates, or mystery ingredients. Just powerful pods for your dishes and laundry. Now you can, with drops made clean, made to clean.
Here on the Wicked Boston Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're live on YouTube as we are every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And then we are available wherever you get your podcasts as well. It's a good point by NJ Flip here in the comment section. If you guys have anything you want to get out there, get in the comment section. Don't feel bad because we've all heard that the Bills fans saying to us, you'll never see the Pats win again. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. You hear that all the time. And again, like maybe this is the flaw in me. It's like if they win, fine. And if they're playing the Eagles, for example, in the Super Bowl, like I'll probably rather see the Bills win than the Eagles or the Cowboys, certainly. Oh God, we never hear the end of that. But yeah, you heard that a lot. Oh, your gravy train's over. You're done. It's our time now. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And the funny thing is the Patriots are now 2 wins away from getting a Super Bowl title in the middle, probably the end, of Buffalo's Super Bowl window. That would be so funny. That would be so funny how much they've had to rebuild. By the way, and I'm just looking here, we were hoping for some cold weather the last 2 weekends here for the teams coming in, LA and then a dome team. And of course, when the Patriots go on the road is when we're getting it. Probably going to be the coldest weather in Boston since 2023. Oh, yes. How about that? Going to be in the negatives at the weekend, excuse me. And it's not going to be much warmer in Denver, which typically it is. You get like the Broncos, for some reason, always get those 50-degree playoff games. It's going to be a high of 10 degrees on Saturday here in Boston and a high of 18 on Sunday with a good chance of snow. But in Denver this weekend, it's going to be in the 20s, baby. It is going to be cold. Right now it's 50, and it's going to be for the next couple of days. But Sunday, high of 32, low of 11. According to the old phone. So let's talk about that game, shall we? Patriots, Broncos. Who is the real underdog this weekend when it comes to the AFC Championship game? Because obviously the stats say, or the lines say that it's the Broncos. 5.5-point dogs. Biggest spread or biggest underdog for a home team in the AFC Championship game of all time. But here's the thing. This is uncharted territory for this Patriots team. The only thing that kind of worries me about this matchup is that. I mean, Nick Bonito against Will Campbell, sure. But the Patriots have been playing with house money all season long. And to a certain degree, you can argue that they still are. But I think this is where the house money road has ended. You know, like everything so far is ahead of schedule. And typically, if you were playing Bo Nix in the AFC Championship game against the number 1 seed on the road and the Patriots lost, you would say, all right, head of schedule, house money, they'll be like, this is just the beginning. But for the first time all season, the pressure is squarely on you, the Patriots. For the first time all season, they've walked into a game where they can't lose, where everyone's watching. This is not, oh, well, the Texans have a great pass rush, or, oh, you know, the Chargers, they just have a good quarterback. And that's not the case anymore. Jarrett Stidham is the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. You've got to win that game. I don't care that it's on the road. I don't care that it's cold. I don't care that the Broncos have a good defense, probably almost as good as the Texans. Better rushing the passer, actually. Most sacks in the league this year. Don't care about any of that. When you're playing the way you have, and Jarrett Stidham is on the other side, to sound like ESPN here, you've got to win that game. You have to win that game. That's where I will agree. You've got to. And what I'm very surprised by is there are some people, some Boston people, some former players. Bill Simmons was one that was talking about it this week, saying, like, guys, we shouldn't write off Jarrett Stidham. Really? We shouldn't? Jarrett Stidham has thrown as many passes as I have in the NFL this year. Why should I not be counting out Jarrett Stidham? Last year, 2025, Jarrett Stidham, same amount of NFL passes as me. 2024, Jarrett Stidham, same amount of NFL passes as me. Why shouldn't I be thinking that the Patriots are going to win this game? You know how hard it was to find a picture of Jarrett Stidham to put on this screen where he's actually passing? It's nearly impossible. That's why I don't have one. We're talking about worry. You want me to worry about a guy who this year has completed 0% of his 0 passes for 0 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's the guy you want me to worry about here. And I'm seeing it. People pulling for, oh, Jarrett Stidham can do this, and he can do this, and he might be able to do this better than Bo Nix. Only backup in the league that didn't throw a pass this year. Or do we suddenly know more than Sean Payton does? Mark Schlereth, literally on the side of the screen when I was looking up the stats earlier. It's a video of Mark Schlereth saying, there's no question Jarrett Stidham's a good player. I mean, there's some question. There is some question because he doesn't play ever, okay? That even as the number 1 seed in a team that won 14 games, they never found a spot in a game where they were up big to say, let's get Jarrett a couple snaps. Not even the last game of the season, when they had it in hand and the other team was resting their starters, did Jarrett Stidham come out there and throw a pass. So I think there is some question as to whether he's a good player in this league. I guess if you want to say, is he a good football player? Can he pass the football? Yes, he's in the NFL. He's better than 99.99% of players that have ever played the game. But if we're talking about this league where he's going up against another NFL team, I don't think it's as simple as, is no question he's a good player. Really. Because he's been on 4 different teams in his career, and never once has he been a starter. In fact, he was the Patriots' starter, quote unquote, for 3 months. From St. Patrick's Day, when Tom Brady announced that he was going to leave the team in 2020, until June when they signed Cam Newton, who had a noodle for an arm, couldn't throw the ball 8 yards, and they had their first losing season in 20 years, and never at any point did Jarrett Stidham start a game. So, like, what are we talking about, man? What are we talking about here? I can't believe there are people like I feel like I'm in Belichick's locker room. Like, people on the national media side are trying to tell you that Jarrett Stidham is good so that this can be a game and that, God forbid, you won't turn off the AFC Championship game or not tune in at all. If Jarrett Stidham beats the Patriots, it's a miracle. And look, it's happened before, right? The Patriots went into a Super Bowl 18-0 and lost to Eli Manning, you know? Like, this shit happens. It isn't any given Sunday league, but don't try and tell me, like, don't try to pull up these things that convince me that Jarrett Stidham's a good player. Well, Max Crosby said that he had a good game 3 years ago, so he must be good. You lose me. And by the way, who was his coach when he had that one good game 3 years ago against the 49ers? It was Josh McDaniels, by the way, which I think is a very interesting wrinkle to this. How much does the opposing OC help? Sean Payton, for as much heat as he gets being a head coach in the playoffs, and look, the record speaks for itself, and they should have won more with Drew Brees, for sure, only making it to one Super Bowl. But the guy knows how to coach quarterbacks. For sure he does. He's a great offensive mind. And he's going to have a scheme that is tailored to Jarrett Stidham. But I do wonder, Josh McDaniels on the other side drafted him as the OC with the Patriots. Belichick drafted him, but Josh was the OC and obviously right-hand man, and coached him at 2 different stops with the Patriots and with the Raiders. Back up both times. You think he knows his strengths and weaknesses? I think so. I think he's probably got a good idea of what the strengths and weaknesses of Jarrett Stidham are. But hey, what do I know? Right? What do I know? Yeah, that really tickled me today when I heard legit NFL media people, and I like Schlereth, by the way. I do. I think he actually does good commentary for being on kind of like the C team. I think he does good commentary, and he knows the Broncos. But, like, come on, dude. There's no question Jarrett Stidham's a good player. I think there's some question based on the fact that he's never been a starter. And that I think his first pass as a Patriot was a touchdown for the Jets through a pick six, relieving Tom Brady. And we never saw Jarrett Stidham starting again. I obviously didn't start that game. But, like, remember how bad Cam Newton was in 2020 as Patriots fans. Jarrett Stidham couldn't beat him out. They didn't even try. They didn't even want it. Like, he might not have even left his house by the time Brady left the team and Cam Newton was signed during COVID. Like, he's a backup quarterback. And you have been making mincemeat out of starters. 2 starting quarterbacks who are top half of the league, including Justin Herbert, who's top 10 quarterback in the league, no matter what ESPN tells you after the Patriots beat them. It's like Stroud's a top half of the league quarterback who had a bad game, albeit, and Herbert's a top 10 quarterback in the league. Could have argued top 5 this year with how Mahomes played this year. So, like, stop, man. If the Patriots lose and Jarrett Stidham scores 3 touchdowns on them and they're the reason why they lose, that's a failure. That's a failure. And that's kind of what this comes down to, is you can't lose this game right now. It would be a failure. In fact, when the last time the Patriots lost in Denver in the AFC Championship, that was a failure. And they lost to Peyton Manning, who was about as effective that year as Jarrett Stidham is right now. So maybe I should be worried. But noodle arm Peyton Manning threw a couple touchdowns in the first quarter, and that was it. First half, and that was it. So, no, this would be a massive failure if you don't beat Jarrett Stidham. Don't let people tell you how good Jarrett Stidham is this week. It's not true. And if the Patriots lose to them, it's a tip of the cap. I'm not going to be like those guys who just say one team lost, not the other team won. It's a tip of the cap to Sean Payton, and you would need a hell of an effort from the Broncos defense, which could happen. But if the Broncos win, it'll be this, like, legacy game for Jarrett Stidham. That's what it will take. It'll take a minor miracle, if not a major miracle. So yeah, for the first time all season, the pressure is on the Patriots. And I think that needs to be a part of the storylines this week. How does this team handle that? Not that they haven't had any pressure at all. Playing a home playoff game is pressure. Season's on the line. They've had game-winning drives. They've had fourth quarter comebacks. But this is the first time you build up an entire week of a championship game and say, you've got to win this. That's how it used to be every week here in New England. Every championship game they played, every playoff game they played, they were favored. This one, you have to sit there and say, you guys want to be the road dogs? Go out and be the road dogs because the pressure's on you. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you every weekday live at 1 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. It's your lunchtime alternative to Boston Sports Talk Radio right here on the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart. When we come back, let's talk some Bruins. They had like a deal in place over the weekend to make a big splash and get a right shot defenseman in here. But Bruins fans hated it. And then it fell apart. Why did they hate it? And is this good for the Bruins? That's next after this quick break on the Wicked Boston Show.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's kitbag.com. Kitbag.
Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns. Book your first appointment today.
At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's MITZI.com. Mitzi. Streamline event and appointment booking with Amelia's sleek, modern, and fully customizable booking forms. WPAmelia.com. That's WPAMELIA.com. Amelia.
Everybody at Equalife really has a passion and a real interest in helping people feel well. How much further can we go to get you feeling even better? It is a complete partnership between the two of us.
At Tusane's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone anywhere. Visit Tusanes.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
Back to the show. Wicked Boston Show here on Rogue Media Sports Network. Your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke alongside Behind the Glass, keeping us on the air, live on YouTube 5 days a week, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. We've talked a lot of Patriots, Jarrett Stidham, ESPN, all that good stuff. I do want to shift to hockey for a minute because the Bruins almost did, like, I'll give them credit, man. Don Sweeney worked this perfectly. While everyone was focused in on the Patriots over the weekend in New England, the Bruins were on the doorstep of pulling off a major blockbuster trade, one that would have been quite controversial if you'd take, how the fans reacted on social media for anything. But Rasmus Andersson ended up as a Vegas Golden Knight instead. That is the team that he wanted in the summer. Calgary didn't trade him then. The Bruins had the better trade package. Calgary was going to accept it, but Andersson would not sign an extension to play in Boston after his contract runs out this year. So instead, he's a Golden Knight. And I do have to ask the question, did the Bruins dodge a bullet here? Because this was a complicated trade. It was really divisive, and a lot of people on social media didn't like it, didn't like the Bruins going after this, but it's mainly because they don't like Jimmy Murphy. who first reported that they were in the driver's seat here. But in a vacuum, I really like Rasmus Andersson. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a top pairing defenseman. In fact, I think he's a lot like Charlie McAvoy. I did a segment over the summer about this back when the show was called The Cam Show, and talked about that kind of similarity with he and McAvoy, and how, having two of those is obviously going to be better than one. It's a big need for the Bruins. Right shot defenseman. This guy is having a good year, Anderson. The numbers have dipped each of the last 2 seasons before this, and I'll get into that in a minute. Like, that's obvious. But 30 points in 48 games this year and a +3 for a bad Calgary Flames team that he is logging 24 minutes a night on. Like, he is a horse, man. He is an absolute horse. And the rumored trade was Mason Lohrei, Matthew Poitras, and contrary to the initial reports, 2027 first-round pick for Rasmus Andersson. You would then sign him to a 7-year deal worth $9 million a year. Basically the same deal that Charlie McAvoy is on. And as much as I don't believe the Bruins should be in a buying position right now, I think they should be in a hybrid. I think they should be buying and selling at this deadline. I wouldn't have minded them doing that deal. I really wouldn't have. My preference would be to not do it because, I don't think you're going anywhere this year, even if you do make the playoffs. And so let's just re-examine what this market looks like for, not Rasmus Andersson, obviously, but let's reestablish or reassess what the trade market looks like in the summer and next trade deadline when you're ready to give up some of those picks. Because again, you'll have 2 first-round picks in 27 on top of your 2 first-round picks in 26. And then maybe you're good enough that you're saying, I'm willing to trade my 28 first. Or God forbid, my 29 first, which could be on the table in the trade deadline of 2027. So the Bruins are in a good spot here. I'm kind of glad they didn't do this. He's 30. Numbers have declined. We get on Mason Lohrei for being a -43 last year. Well, Andersson was a -38, and he's a much better player than Mason Lohrei. In terms of the players you send out, I like Lohrei. I like his offensive upside, but I don't think he's going to be a game-changing defenseman for you. In fact, I don't know if he's ever going to be a solid, everyday, 82-game top 4 defenseman for you. And Matthew Poitras, young player still. I think he's still, 21, 22? But suddenly you've got some clarity at your center position. You drafted one in the top 10 last year in James Higgins. He should be on the team by the end of this year, potentially. And you've got one in Fraser Minten, guy who's probably going to be a top 6 center. You're paying a top 6 center $8 million a year in almost 7.75 in Elias Lindholm. So, for the time being, you don't need to keep stocking up on centers like you've done the last couple of years. Matthew Poitras has not gotten a single game in the NHL this year. I don't mind trading him for a guy that can help you like Rasmus Andersson. And in the case that the Bruins were going for, not just help you for a couple of months, but help you for seasons after this. But yeah, I think a lot of Bruins fans just think like, oh, Mason Lohrei is so cute and fun. And Matthew Poitras, remember that goal he scored in Chicago 3 years ago? It's like, yeah, well, life goes on. Rasmus Andersson could help you. But it's not the end of the world that you didn't get him. What I am really interested in, though, is now that he's a Vegas Golden Knight, he'll be playing in Boston this week on Thursday. Will Rasmus Andersson get booed when he plays the Bruins? Because I think some Bruins fans obviously didn't necessarily want that trade to go through, and so they're probably happy enough that they're not going to boo him. But lest we forget, this trade did not go through because Rasmus Andersson didn't want to play here. He didn't want to live here. He didn't want to be in Boston. He'd rather play hockey in Nevada than in Boston. Let that sit. I know everyone says, oh, Vegas fans are so great. But let that sit. He didn't want to come here. He didn't want to play here because it's warmer out there and he could take home more money. Doesn't give a shit about you or your franchise or its history or its culture. None of it. And here in Boston, we do take that personally. So I probably would boo him if we're being honest. Make your voice heard. Or if you want to boo the GM, yeah, I get that too. That's for different reasons though. But that would have been a classic Bruins move. Like on the day the Patriots are playing a home playoff game, you make this deal for Rasmus Andersson, or better yet, the Saturday, so nobody's talking about it on sports talk radio on Monday or Tuesday, except for me. You know, they would love that. But instead, he goes to Vegas. I don't think it's the end of the world, man. I think there's some good moves. I don't know what they are yet, but the Bruins have enough flexibility that I think they can make some good moves over the next year here and get someone like a Rasmus Andersson that is a veteran, but has years left, wants to be here, and can help you. So that's my 2 cents on it. The biggest problem I had going after Andersson is not the Jimmy Murphy thing, not even the first round pick thing, but more so that you just did this deal a couple years ago. It's now 4 years ago that you went and got Hampus Lindholm. And that was a guy who wasn't injured a lot and now is injured a lot at the same basically time in their career. You were giving up a couple of young guys and a first round pick and then signing him to an extension right away. You kind of already did that. And, you know, it's tough to say it didn't work out because when Hampus is on the ice, he's a hell of a player and an underrated player, but he's not on the ice a lot the last 2.5 seasons now, or last 2 seasons. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you live on YouTube every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube live, and then available wherever you get your podcasts as well. In fact, we talked about this trade and everything else going on in the world of the Bruins on the Garden Level podcast, which is here on the Rogue Media Network. That's myself and Dan Conlon. So if you like the Bruins content, go over there, like and subscribe, because that's exclusively Bruins. That'll be out later today. And I appreciate you guys joining once again. And we will see you tomorrow on another edition of a little ditty we like to call the Wicked Boston Show with Cam Stewart.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit OpenGOAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com. We are Rogue Media Sports.